All right, guys, are you city living?
You city slickers?
You city slicker? Or you country bumpkin? So we know Winston doesn't have a ton of downtown living. However, what we do have is a lot of great suburbs. So today we're going to jump into some of our favorite suburbs and small towns around Winston-Salem. So stick around, we're going to hop right into it.
It's a journey, buckle up.
So as promised, we're going to jump right into some of our smaller rural suburbs and towns around Winston-Salem. And those are going to include...
We got Kernersville, aka K Vegas. You got the Lewisville Clemmons area.
Yep.
Advance, and even North Davidson.
North Davidson, which, you know, if you haven't checked out our Salem Glen versus Meadowlands video, right up there, check it out. If you're into the golf course community vibe, could be a good fit for you.
Absolutely.
So if you prefer the city conveniences, but not live right in them, this video here for today is for you. So without further ado, I'm Joel.
I'm Fletcher.
And we're here with Driving Triad. You know, we've got you here covered for everything Winston-Salem living, golf, and real estate, of course.
Of course, we're realtors. All right, well, let's talk about Kernersville. So Kernersville, a little bit east of Winston-Salem, and it's a cool town. So you got kind of the hallmark Main Street right there with old homes and old buildings, but it's growing up. You have a lot of new stuff happening around Kernersville because it is situated in a really convenient area right by Winston, High Point, and Greensboro. So very convenient to get to all three of those locations.
Yeah, if you're looking at the map, I mean, right there, downtown Kernersville to downtown Winston, you're less than 15 minutes. To High Point, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Greensboro gonna be about 25. So really connected into everything, not far from the airport either. So if you are somebody that travels for work, it's gonna be very easy to do. Depending on where you are in Kernersville, accessibility to Business 40, very, very simple. 40 can be pretty easy to get to as well, but there are some more rural areas of Kernersville as well.
Yeah, if you get up to kind of the closer to the Oak Ridge area, you're gonna see a little bit more land up there. You're going to see some of the larger, more expensive homes, up to $1 million homes up there.
Sure.
But you also have, you know, back in Kernersville, you're going to have the historic ranch homes with larger lots there, and a lot of new construction as well, like Weldon Village.
Yeah, Weldon Village, you know, planned unit development there. You're going to have your single family homes. You're going to have your townhomes. You're also going to have some condos and things like that. They're going to have some shopping built into that when it's completely done. This is going to be a fairly large community.
It is.
And as we mentioned, with the proximity there, you can really work in any of the other bigger cities around Kernersville, so it's become a very popular spot. They've done a lot of road work there over the years.
Yes, they have.
It's finally starting to calm down a little bit. It kind of felt like every time you went to Kernersville, there was a new road project coming on.
Absolutely.
But that's really, really improved over the last few years, and it's beginning to feel like, you know, it's calming down. It's finding itself.
And it needed to happen because of the growth there.
Right,
you
absolutely.
know, there's so many new shops and restaurants and breweries and things to do in Kernersville, so it's growing up and it's growing fast.
Sure. And we mentioned, you know, Main Street, North Main Street, I will say, feels like small town USA, like 1950s Hallmark. South Main is going to be more of your fast food, your big time shopping, restaurants, things like that.
Right.
And that area can feel a little hectic when you're thinking of a smaller town. There's definitely more traffic there. When you go on Main Street, you know, it's 20 miles an hour. And you got all those little signs that tell you, if you're going 22, you better slow down.
Yeah, don't you go over 20 now.
Yeah, they got all those digital signs to remind you. But Kernersville, a great little area to check out. Average price point there is going to be in the mid to low threes.
Yep, somewhere around 3.
And we've said that the top end there can certainly get to $1 million, just depending on where you are. And certainly those areas out towards Oak Ridge, even within Kernersville, still, if you're a Kernersville address, some of those homes do have Northwest Guilford schools.
Yes, they do.
So Kernersville, certainly a town you should go ahead and keep on your list. All right, and so now we promised we're headed out to Lewisville, Clemmons. although I'm referring to them as Lewisville Clemmons as if that is a town, they're two separate locations.
They certainly are.
But they are so close to one another that a lot of people will just say Lewisville Clemmons.
There's even a Lewisville Clemmons Road.
There is.
It connects the two.
The closest.
Have you done this where it turns into a hot dog?
I was going to say, the shortest distance between 2 points, a straight line.
Yeah.
Or in this case, a Lewisville Clemmons.
That's correct. Yeah.
So what's different between the two of them? We've got Clemmons, I feel, is much more commercialized. On Lewisville Clemmons Road there, on the Clemmons side, you're going to have a ton of dining, shopping, and you got bigger stores like Walmart and things like that.
Little fast foods.
Yeah, you've got Mexican restaurants, fast food. You've got some great like local little spots there. You've got some taco shops and things like that. But it's your Starbucks, all those things have really, really grown up. And Lewisville Clemmons Road on the Clemmons side, quite a bit of traffic there.
For sure.
If you're gonna live on that end of the street, if you're somebody who has to commute in and out of work every day, get to know the back roads. We used to live down that way, and I knew all the back roads to kind of avoid the traffic.
Yeah.
But lots of development going on there, a ton of new construction, things of that nature. So it's continuing to grow. They're working on the infrastructure to support that right now.
Right.
And whether we're in Lewisville or Clemmons, generally speaking, we're 15 to 20 minutes downtown.
Right.
But especially if you're in Clemmons, it has grown up so much now that you don't really need to go into downtown unless you want to. Like if you got a restaurant you really want to go to downtown, obviously you got to make the trip. But there's so many shopping and restaurant opportunities out there now. Your day-to-day life, you really don't need to.
You don't have to go to downtown Winston.
No.
And even parts of Clemmons can be in Davidson County, so you're going to have a different tax structure, different schools.
Yes. So if you have a school system in mind, right, you need to make sure that you're either in Davidson or Forsyth. And knowing where that is, and as you mentioned, tax structure, and that changes as well. So things to consider. Now, if we're headed over into Lewisville, a little bit different feel there.
A little bit more rural. You've got a downtown Lewisville, which is a little different feel than Clemmons.
Yeah, there is no downtown.
Downtown. But it is certainly an older feel there. Not in a bad way. It's just there's no drive-throughs allowed in Lewisville, so you're not going to get the fast foods in the town of Lewisville.
Yeah, that's been a conscious decision there. By Lewisville itself, they don't want to become a big area there.
Yeah,
I love some of the drives out through there that just kind of
scenic.
They're very scenic. You've got the overhanging trees there that tie into the Yadkin River and things of that nature. So you got some really cool areas out there in Lewisville. Price points are going to be higher than the average for just the county in general, or Winston-Salem. You've got some estates, especially when you get out into Lewisville, where you'll get an old farm that has a beautiful house on it. Things have been updated. Can sell for multiple millions of dollars.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, is every house like that? Absolutely not. You can certainly
you can find affordable
things. Yeah, there's affordable housing there, but it's not going to be the average price there is not going to be $320,000 like we're looking at in Forsyth County.
And you're also, it's usually a little bit larger lots out there, and you're probably a lot of times might be on septic.
Yes, yeah, and so depending on where you are, septic is really not something to be concerned about. I'm somebody, I've been on septic almost my entire life.
Right.
I've only been on city sewer, I think maybe 3 years out of 40. You do the math there, it's not a big portion of my life.
It's proper maintenance, right? Yeah. You get it pumped every few years. If you need to, you can throw some Rid-X down the toilet. Yep. Not even necessary, but 3 to 5 years, pump the septic.
The thing I do like is that if you're in an area that requires septic, depending on your county, you're gonna have a minimum lot size that you need to have both the septic system there and also a repair area if something needs to be done in the future. So for Davidson County, it's always been a half an acre, and they're actually kind of expanding that out a little bit more now. But if you go into Davie County, it's 2/3 of an acre. So if you don't want that new construction with people right on top of you, look at new construction where septic might be required.
Right.
Because builders are going to have to use bigger lots.
Gotta have 2/3.
Yeah, so you go ahead and pop those shoulders out a little bit, spread your wings. You can do it.
Learn to fly, baby.
Yeah, learn to fly.
Foo Fighters, great song.
Clemmons, we would be completely remiss if we did not mention Tanglewood Park.
Tanglewood. Always love it. It's great. A couple of golf courses out there, just a huge park, dog parks, horseback riding, and obviously I bring it up every time we talk about Tanglewood, the Festival of Lights.
Festival of Lights.
It's the best.
BMX track, we aren't doing that.
We are not.
But if you're one of those folks, you want to go ahead and get your bike in the air.
If you want to be extreme.
Mountain Dew. It's a fantastic facility. If you're
awesome.
out in that area, I will guarantee you're going to be out there. If you enjoy being outside anyway. Weddings, things of that nature, you can go ahead and buy an annual pass, or you just pay every time you go in. It's a couple bucks. Yeah, I think it's $2-3
Yeah.
at this point. But absolutely a place you should check out.